Yes, children, will continue with our home and environment. Now we have seen how different types of houses are built in different regions and their characteristics. Now here I am showing you one more picture. Look here. As time passed, humans went on making suitable changes in their shelter. See here in the beginning, you can see there is a monkey sitting on the tree. There were no proper shelters, and the humans have originally evolved from the apes. You must have learned in history. So that he is a caveman. He lived in a cave. Then after thousands of years, they made houses of stones. Then further they made houses with grass and sticks. And they started settling where there was water. Then these are houses made of mud walls and thatched roofs. Further, the walls are made of bricks, and again there is a slanting roof. Then still the modern way of building houses was, of construction was using cement, bricks, iron, all that material. This is a two-storied house. And further, multi-storied houses were built. These you will find in our urban area, that is the towns and cities. Now, if you visit a construction site, this is the supervisor and is explaining to the children how construction goes on. And you can see this machine over here. It's called the mixer, where sand, then this is concrete is made over here, concrete or mortar we say. Sand, stone, cement, everything is mixed in that. And that is used to fill up all the beams and pillars. Iron is also used. You can see people on that. Few months back, just next to your school, the excavation was going on for construction of a new building. So, and it was creating a lot of noise also. See. So, what are the things? Use these pictures to discuss how environmental pollution affects us. Now, here there are some pictures which are affecting our environment. And these things are used for the construction work. In the first picture, they have shown a launch. It is extracting sand from the riverbed. Then here there are forest fires, which add to the pollution, smoke. Then felling trees and forests. To make land available, the trees in the forest are cut. Then here, this is a hill from where, a rocky hill where quarrying is going on, that is excavating stones. And lastly, this is a well, they are drawing excess water. So the water table also goes down. Because the population of the world is increasing, they need more houses and natural resources are used. The population of the world is increasing all the time. That is why houses are being built in large numbers. Natural resources have to be used in very great quantities to build these houses. They are obtained using the methods listed below. These methods are harmful to the environment and lead to the pollution of air, water and soil, and also cause noise pollution. Digging up hills for quarrying. This is quarrying. Extracting sand from seashores and riverbeds. Extracting stone and earth from the ground. Drawing out excessive amounts of groundwater. Felling trees to clear land. Filling up ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, creeks and low-lying areas to reclaim land. Because we need more and more land for construction, people are filling up the ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, creeks and all the low-lying areas. When once that is filled up, then they start building on those reclaimed areas. Because of growing urbanization, the population of the cities and towns is increasing day by day. Land which was previously being used for agriculture and similar other purposes is now being used to build roads and to raise settlements. Where farming, agriculture was going on, that land is acquired and those farmers, they are paid some money for it, and on that land roads are made and they are using that land for building roads and to build for construction. When this leads to shortage of agricultural land, forest land is used for agriculture. Then now there is no land for agriculture because it has already been taken away. So these people then they start cutting the trees in the forest and the land is, they are making the land available there for agriculture. Trees are felled in great numbers and forests are reduced. As you know, trees give us oxygen, and if forests are only not there, it is very difficult for us to get oxygen. Energy is needed to produce construction material. It is used on a very large scale to prepare bricks from soil, cement from limestone, glass from sand and so on. So there are many machineries which are used, and for that machinery we need heat energy which is obtained from coal, diesel. So all this energy and mineral oil, natural gas, energy is needed to produce construction material. It is used on a very large scale to prepare bricks from soil, cement from limestone, glass from sand and so on. Where does the energy come from? It is produced using natural fuels like coal, natural gas or mineral oil. These natural fuels can be used only once. They get consumed when we use them. Moreover, burning these fuels leads to air pollution. It takes lakhs of years for these sources of energy to form in nature. They are found under the ground and it takes lakhs of years for them to be formed. That is why it is necessary to bring into use other sources of energy. Now, what are the other sources of energy? One is the solar energy and the other is wind energy, which is always available, which are available in plenty and which do not cause pollution. These are non-exhaustible sources of energy. They don't get exhausted. All living things need shelter. Like humans, some other living things also build shelters using various materials in their environment. Even animals, birds, they prepare their own shelter. Now, they use whatever material is available around them. Like the ants use the mud to make an anthill. The birds use twigs and leaves to prepare their nest on the trees. Then the honeybee, the honeybee makes the honeycomb, whereas the spider makes the web. So these animals, they prepare their shelters which are not permanent and they use various materials which are found in the environment. But last year we saw their shelters are eco-friendly and temporary. We should also be able to make permanent houses that are eco-friendly. Let us see now what are the eco-friendly. What is an eco-friendly home? An eco-friendly house. An eco-friendly house will not cause any pollution and whatever materials are available around will be used, which are natural resources. Now let us see what is used. minimum consumption of natural resources. Then use of non-exhaustible sources of energy such as biogas, wind energy and solar energy. Use of non-exhaustible sources of energy. They separate the wet garbage and dry garbage. From the wet garbage, biogas can be prepared, which can be used in the kitchen for cooking, such as biogas, wind energy and solar energy. Electricity can be produced with the help of wind energy and solar energy. Your solar cooker can work on it, the geysers can work on it, you can get hot water through this. Some electricity is used for the different purposes in the house. For that you can use wind energy and solar energy. Then recycling of water. Some wastewater which is used in the kitchen or for bathing and washing clothes can be utilized. That same water can be recycled and utilized for the garden which is outside the house. Then recycling of garbage. Avoiding artificial materials. And artificial colors. Then provision of natural light and ventilation in the house. On the roof you will find, even at the side you can see these windows. This is an eco-friendly house. From these windows, natural sunlight comes inside the house. Provision of natural light and ventilation. In the house. So these are the characteristics of a eco-friendly and eco-friendly house. Minimum consumption of natural resources, use of non-exhaustible sources of energy such as biogas, wind energy and solar energy, recycling of water, recycling of garbage, avoiding artificial materials and artificial colors, provision of natural light and ventilation in the house. Now, recycling of garbage means what the wet garbage is used for preparing the biogas, and the dry garbage like plastic and all is also used for They can build walls also with plastic. Plastic bottles are used to make walls. Then here we have the underwater shelters. Water tourism has now become an important occupation. In some places, there are underwater shelters for tourists. From these shelters, we get a direct view of the seabed and the amazing marine life. Such shelters are observed in the coastal regions of Europe and North America. Besides that, even in Dubai, Maldives, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, you find hotels are built below the ground in the sea. Look here. This is a hotel room and the aquatic plants, the fish, aquatic animals can be seen through the windows. So this is the latest. It is very popular nowadays, water tourism. Now here they have shown the city of Mumbai. It was a group of 7 islands. Then they started filling. You can see a lot of water is there between the islands. They started reclaiming those places where water was there, filling it with sand, see here. And then the land became slightly bigger. They filled with stone, earth, and this became Mumbai city later, and then Brihan Mumbai metropolis. It's become a metropolis where the population is quite a bit here. Look at it. See the picture. And because there is less space and more people, a lot of skyscrapers have come up in Mumbai. So what we have learned, see here, the city of Mumbai comprises 7 islands. The portions of water bodies between them were filled with stone and earth to create land. Later settlements, roads and industries were developed on this land. Because this reclaimed land is in a low-lying area, it easily gets waterlogged when there is a heavy downpour. Now there is a disadvantage of reclaiming the land. When it rains heavily, it becomes all waterlogged because it's in low-lying area. Now here they have given some exercises which you can do. You just put a tick mark. Which of the following houses would be suitable in a mountainous region? And here B. What materials will you mainly use for building a multi-story house? Choose the correct option. So you can do exercise question 1, A, B and question 2 in the textbook itself. Those who have the textbook. Then what's the solution? See. What can we do to build houses without harming the environment? What we can do? The following things can be done to build houses without harming the environment. Let us find the solution for that. The following things can be done to build houses without harming the environment. First is deciding the number of houses and the area of each house as per the requirement. Constructing spacious doors and windows for houses and reducing the use of fans, air conditioners, lamps, etc. Reducing use of artificial colors and chemicals and using organic colors for houses. Using minimum machines and using only the required amount of natural resources while constructing houses. Practicing recycling of water and garbage. For what purposes do birds use their nests? The birds use their nest as a temporary shelter. Most birds use their nest to lay eggs and raise their nestlings. Now one more they have asked, what's the solution? Construction work is going on opposite Ajit's house. That means constant loud noise and lot of dust in the air. Ajit and his family has to suffer this all the time. What can Ajit do to find a way out of this problem? Answer is, Ajit can follow the following solutions to find a way out of the problem of noise and air pollution due to the construction work. Keeping the doors and windows of house closed when the construction work is going on. Use of handkerchief while going out of the house. Use earplugs during irritable noise. Requesting the constructor to use less machines. Requesting the constructor to plant trees in the locality and keeping the locality clean. Then I am going to tell you about the material and its original source. Like, from where do we get bricks? We get bricks from the soil. Cement, the original source of cement is limestone. Iron, from iron ore. Wood, we get wood from the trees. Water, original source. The main source is of course rain, but the rainwater collects on the surface in the form of lakes, rivers, ponds, and some water seeps into the ground. So there is groundwater also. Rubble, what is rubble? Rubble is fragments of broken stones. Now if there is an earthquake, the houses collapse and whatever remains is the rubble, but that can be used for construction. Glass, original source of glass is sand. Floor tiles, ceramic, then glass, foam, stone, etc. Sand from rocks. Roof tiles, clay, terracotta, slate, etc. Tin sheets, tin, metal. So these are the materials and the original source from where they are obtained. Now I will tell you about exhaustible sources of energy. The sources that are susceptible to depletion by overuse are the exhaustible sources of energy. Coal, natural gas and mineral oil are the exhaustible sources of energy. It takes lakhs of years for these sources of energy to form in nature and they get consumed once they are used. Therefore, these sources are to be used carefully. The burning of these sources lead to air pollution. Therefore, these sources are to be used in minimum quantities. Then, which are the non-exhaustible sources of energy? The resources that are non-susceptible to depletion by use are the non-exhaustible sources of energy. Solar energy, wind energy, biogas are the non-exhaustible sources of energy. These sources are available in plenty and therefore never come to an end. The use of these sources do not cause any pollution. Therefore, these sources are to be used in maximum quantities. So, what we have learned today? We observe a variety in the types of house construction in regions of different climate. Houses are built to suit the climate of that region. Different materials all obtained from nature are used to build houses. We should be judicious in using energy. It is necessary to increase the use of non-exhaustible sources of energy. It is necessary to build eco-friendly houses. We must take care that the environment is not harmed. Thank you, children.